Ralph Neal in Melbourne for The National. There's been some progress tonight in the dairy dispute after more than 2 hours of talks between the parties in Melbourne. But both the state of emergency and the milk blockade will stay on. The state government, the United Dairy Farmers of Victoria and the rebel Concerned Dairy Farmers Group appear to have buried their differences, at least temporarily, to press the federal government to make last-minute adjustments to the plan, which is due to begin operating on July the 1st. The leader of the Concerned Dairy Farmers Group, Mr David Everest, said all sections of the dairy industry were now moving towards some consensus. The gas is still leaking from a tanker involved in an accident early this morning near Chiltern, about 30 kilometres from Albury, and several people have to spend the night away from their homes because of the danger. 2 men died when their tankers collided on the Hume Highway, which is still blocked. Sean Dignam reports.
The accident at midnight sparked fears of an imminent explosion, and police were quick to block off the highway. The State Emergency Service then sprang into operation when it was learned the tanker was carrying 16 tonnes of LPG. 76 people living on nearby properties were evacuated to a community hall in the small township of Chiltern. Many weren't too sure what the emergency was all about. 80 firemen from surrounding districts were called in to cover the ruptured tanker in a blanket of water to lower the risk of explosion. And senior officers of the Victorian Government's Hazardous Materials Division rushed from Melbourne to advise on disposal of the fuel. At daylight, Acting Inspector Ralph Dewhurst said the holding action by firemen had successfully prevented an explosion.
The Prime Minister, Mr Hawke, tonight urged all participants in the tax debate to refrain from taking what he termed a narrow, self-interested approach. Addressing the annual dinner of the Australian Mining Industry Council in Canberra, Mr Hawke said it was inevitable that any tax reform package would be a compromise, with some parts welcomed by particular groups and others not. A fine and mild to warm day for Victoria tomorrow. The top temperature forecast for Melbourne, 25 degrees. We'll be back with another news break in about an hour.